Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Board No Game video. Today's video is dedicated to a should you pull for the Ayane banner. And if you're wondering, as a free-to-play, should you pull on this banner? Nope, just wait for Summer Karu. But let's go ahead and talk about a few things regarding like the actual story and the characters. So she is going to be from the Serendia Orphanage. This is the Orphanage Guild. Pretty cute guild ran by Saren. Saren is going to be right up with these other characters as well with Suzume. And I have to say, it's not going to be like the most game-breaking banner, but it's going to be a fun thing because if you're wondering, Saren is a fantastic character that pretty much goes on almost every single team. She is a TP battery similar to the way Yukari functions. You know, Yukari is great because of her ability to do the TP boostings, and Saren is probably the best at it in some ways, so you can get your UBs off much faster. But today's video isn't dedicated to Saren, it's dedicated to Ayane. So when it comes to things Ayane, I feel like she's going to be a very utility based character. So she's going to have a stun on her skill 1, and then she's also going to have a knockback on her UB, and then she even has a death break on her skill 3. Now, couple this all together, this is going to be her skill rotation. She's going to jump in there and do a physical defense break. And while she does that physical defense break, note that it's similar to the way Carol functions. It's nothing too grand. Maybe you could even compare it to Shinobu. So she's not going to be someone who's like, oh, I need to run her as a defense break. No, she's not a defense break unit. You can see here she doesn't cast her defense break that frequently. You know, she comes in there, does it, and then after that she does her stun, and then a couple of attacks, and then, you know, more of her abilities. But for the most part, she has that knockback, which is going to be interesting. Coupled with the fact that she has a knockback and a stun. She's the only character with those two abilities put into one. Maharu does have the ability to pretty much knock back on her skill 1, and then someone like, I believe it's this character, I forget, she's like also in the orphanage. I think her name is Kurumi. Feel free to like correct me down below. But for the most part, she has a stun as well. So if you pair like Maharu with Kurumi and then also Ayane, you have like a weird janky team that's always doing like some sort of debuff, whether it's a stun, it's a knockback. And note that when you get knocked back, you also get, you know, a 2-second delay. So with all these things combined, I feel like she'll be an interesting character to place in PvP in case you want to like knock back a Miyako and get into the Kuka, just something like that. It'll just be like sort of like fun builds. I'm not sure if she can even stay alive long enough for you to knock back a Miyako, but I feel like it's something to look into. I feel like also Maharu might be much better at dealing like that knockback ability, but her stuns are also going to be pretty interesting. I just like her kit because she's very different from the way like June and Arisa and all the other characters that we've got as of recent. You know, she brings a lot more random utility compared to like June, who's just like, June is just a meta tank. Like she does her regen based off of the shield, based off of magic. By the way, June's a magic tank if you didn't know. And then of course you have Arisa and then Jita, who are both like absolute clan battle monsters who deal significant damage. And then we had another character beforehand, I forget who it was, but for the most part, Ayane is the one who sort of sticks out to me because her utility stands above the rest. Nothing game breaking, but at the same time something useful for folks, because note that she is going to be a 2-star character, so she's going to be appearing fairly often within your polls, and not to mention that she's going to be one of the characters that you're just going to see quite often, and she's a permanent character. So given the fact that Ayane is a permanent character, and not to mention the fact that she's not a 3-star, you're probably going to be running into her eventually. I don't recommend using your free polls on this banner unless you really want Saren. But honestly, Saren is a slow build-up, and you could even somewhat say Saren isn't some crazy unit that you have to have right now. Saren is like that bonus TP battery that you can have. Yukari will suffice until we get better stuff, and so will Maho, because Maho is a decent TP battery as well. So if you're looking for a banner to pull on, obviously pull if you want to pull. Like, I'm not going to say like this is the worst banner ever. There's no such thing as the worst banner ever, just because of the fact that you can make every single character viable and waifu over meta. We've gone over this. If I've influenced you in some way where it's like, oh, Bork says this banner isn't a must pull for free to play, at the end of the day, if you are loving the waifu, then you should pull it. You should do what you want, because that's what should be done when you're playing, you know, these games. Obviously, it's not going to be meta defining or meta breaking. I'm going to save. I don't think there's any characters here that I want from the actual banners. I recommend folks to save. But keyword right there, recommend, because you know, you can do what you want. When it comes to Ayane, I feel like she'll be used more in like PvE situations where you want to knock back like a golem or something, and you can also use her for PvP, and you can use her on jank comps with like Mahru and Kurumi in order to do more knockbacks and stuns, right? Just a couple more things with Ayane. Note that her shards are going to be coming from the B.Arena, the same arena that Hiyori and Tamaki and Monica appears from. I recommend focusing on Hiyori or Tamaki for the most part, because these characters are going to be more relevant. Not to mention Hiyori is going to be very essential for the next clan bass battle, because it's going to be a multi-boss, and that means there's going to be AoE involved, and Hiyori is going to be great at dealing some AoE damage. Feel free to bring Monica. Monica is going to be great for there as well because of the pretty much multi-boss capabilities. And just some things to note, because we have this available in our presence box, is the stamina is here and all the things. I recommend not pretty much receiving it just yet. I would wait until the 2x drop bonus is available. If you want to know when it's going to be available, click like the Kokoro right there, and it'll tell you whether the 2x drops is going to be appearing. If you can hold off on pretty much obtaining the stamina in particular, you can claim everything else. Or if you accidentally click the receive all button, just hit cancel and don't do it just yet, because right here you can see I haven't claimed the 300 stamina. That's going to be fairly important in order to stay somewhat sane, right? You don't want to get that 300 stamina until you can maximize its efficiency. And for the most part, if you want to maximize efficiency, just farm like normal drops. We have a bunch of characters to steal 7, 6, and 8, 3, and not to mention there's probably even more things that we still have to build. So fantastic stuff right there. I'm glad to see we are getting the free things. So let's go ahead and do a bit of PvP as we always do, and this is pretty scary to say the least. Everyone's like mega stacked as of late in my bracket, and it is hard to keep up with folks, but at the same time I understand if folks want to be very hardcore in Arena, since this is probably the pride and joy for some soft launch players, as this is the area where most of them are spending their time in, because it's fun to push Arena and keep your ranks. It's fun to sort of like stay meta relevant within this situation because it gives you a challenge. Everyone likes a good challenge, and right now I would say Arena, while it does require a bit of wallet and, you know, some shards and everything, it's the most competitive side of the game as of right now. Let's go ahead and see. We've dropped the Miyako. I'm curious if we can... No, the Miyako is still there. This is a very tanky team. Like, surprisingly enough, without the Nozomi, I thought it would fall faster because of the fact that the Nozomi would provide buffs. Damn, we are killing it with this one Nozomi tank. Note that you shouldn't run this attack team as a defense team, just because of the fact that, you know, Nozomi in defense side is just not enough. It's better just to stall out your opponents, but in some ways you could use like, you know, Reno comp in order to blast opponents away. There's so many different ways to create a defense team as of late, and we'll see if we can actually defend against this, because it looks like the June is going to completely counter our comp from what I can tell, right? Hopefully we can... No, as long as that Tamaki is alive, we are donezo. Damn, I am surprised. We actually got stalled out. Maybe if I had more stars, I would be more successful on that run, but oh well. We got to give it a try, even if I'm still within the top 1000s. I haven't been seeing too many wins, but I will always try, and I was always trying my best. By the way, South EUS has claimed the first giveaway for the 15k, you know, next one 17,500. Make sure to be, you know, subscribed and all that stuff in order to participate. But I'm still waiting for Samuel Sama. If he doesn't contact me within the next 24 hours, I'm going to redo the giveaway. He's also won before, so in some ways I feel like there should be another winner. But at the same time, I'm super happy someone won the giveaway, because, you know, that's just more things that I can give back to the community, and that's what I am all about. This is a very scary team. I'm figuring I should probably run this team over here. I don't think I should be doing anything right here, just because of the fact that they have June, Nozomi, Reno, and Maho all on one comp. I'd much prefer to run like my Kuka or my Nozomi stall team or my Nozomi Jank Mage Melt team over here with Akari. And then where is everyone? Ayo and Carol. Ayo, where are you? There we are. And then we should be fine over here. And I feel like we should be good for the most part over here. We'll find out We shall definitely find out. But this first team is absolutely nutty, with more stars than I can count on my fingers, and definitely more stars that I definitely have on my side. All right, very nice there. We lost. That is to be expected. This is the team that I feel like I should be able to easily beat, since that Miyako is the only tank, and with the 3 mages right here, we should be good there. She pops off very easily. Tamaki goes down. Yep, this is going to be one of those situations where if you read the team appropriately, it's okay. In Princess Arena, I feel like it's definitely harder to push just because you require more characters, and sometimes there are bait teams. Like, for example, you could say like this team in particular is there to bait my mage melt, and if you want to use my mage melt team in another area, it's going to be fairly difficult. So right here, it's going to be very interesting because they have Anna. Anna's an absolute threat every single day. She's really scary in Arena, and I feel like she is one of the scariest mages just because she has the highest potential to deal the most amount of damage compared to everyone, because when she dies, she deals like another attack which will pretty much try to kill the entire team. Hopefully Miyako doesn't go down here. Okay, Miyako went down. I'm really scared of that Anna. And then she explodes one more time. Okay, we got her before she explodes one more time. Ooh, we got that Hiyori off. Very nice. Can we get it? Okay, I think we're good. That Chica though, with that physical like buff, I really like that. Okay, we managed to win today's arena. Very, very nice. I'm super happy with that. Sometimes you win them, sometimes you lose them. You keep going forward no matter what. Anyways, if you made it this far into this video, consider subscribing, dropping a like, leaving a comment. Follow me on Twitch, follow me on Twitter. Once we hit 17,500 subs, we'll be doing that giveaway. You know, a giveaway is just another gacha in some ways. And one thing that I really want to say is, if you're pulling on the Ayane banner, try to not expend more than the free tickets, and of course do what feels right, and try to save yourself from getting this stamina before. Hopefully I can save you that heartache. Anyways, that's it for this one, and I will see you in the next one.